Hey guys, Dablooon here, and today's another BTD6 video, and today's going to be Pat's Pond on Chimps Black Border, hopefully. This one's a little crazy and a little difficult at times, but if we can knock it out, it will be a black border, and you guys will have a solid strategy to follow. You just kind of have to watch a little bit of everything of this video. Usually you guys skip through and kind of jump to see what towers you use, but there's a lot of ability timing in this one, so it's totally doable, and I know you guys can beat it. No problems with this video. It's just going to take a little more work than normal, but let's jump right in. So the first thing we're going to do is throw a dart monkey over here, right in this little area, and then we're going to take a sub and we're going to place him right here. Now this one's going to get a little tricky at times just because of the abilities, and it's not like it's crazy timing, like you have to do it exactly at that time. What you're going to do is you'll figure out the patterns later on. It's just kind of when it gets too much cluster or too much things are going through our tower defense, we're going to have to use Pat's ability, which you guys will figure all that out, but it does take some work to get to the end. So that's the only trouble with it. I just couldn't figure out a way to make it even easier, but this isn't hard, nothing like that. It's just not as simple as placing a few towers down and just destroying the game. So we're gonna have to change a little things up here. And so with all those changes, I thought to change up some appearances as well. As you can see, the background or the green screen is gone. So it's just my normal office, what it normally looks like with the green screen down, which is kind of cool. And then I do still have a hat on because me and my wife went to the beach today because they finally opened up the beaches in SoCal, which we're pretty stoked about. And so I thought I'd leave my hat on because my hair is really messy underneath. And then also what's really cool about this hat, I don't know if you guys can really see it, but there is a penguin on it because this is the new Dablooon logo hat. And unfortunately I don't have the online shop open yet, but I am working on it because I love these hats and have new shirts coming too. So it's really cool stuff. I think you guys will actually like that. But for now, you just get to sneak peek at it because I've been wearing it a lot because it's really cool. But anyways, guys, what we're going to do here is we're going to turn off auto start for now. We're going to do this a couple times. And we're going to have to buy the ninja, but you have to buy him before the round starts. So that's why we're going to put it kind of like right here. Now you're going to hit play and you're going to hit auto start back. And then we'll turn it off again when we go to buy Pat. And now you're going to have to follow most of this video. Unfortunately, I know it's a bummer, but it's just the timings are a little off, and I want you guys to get the hang of it. And once you guys do, then you guys can roll through the 80s and the 90s on your own. But I kind of want to sit with you and tell you when I use the abilities, just so you guys don't have any lingering questions of why you lost or anything like that, because you'll kind of know, because there's some rounds that you definitely 100% need an ability for Pat, but there's other rounds that are like a maybe if something happens. Like right now we probably could have lost because I'm gonna talk myself to death. I know I will, guys. And so far, this is the first take at this video. I just hope I don't mess it up because you guys know how I go. And normally I talk through the important parts, and there's a lot of important parts on this one. And the general census is that nobody's really that big of a fan of Pat's Pond. I guess it is pretty difficult. I found one strategy that worked really well for me, which is really cool because if you notice on the thumbnail, it's the Bloon Crusher. And do we ever use the Bloon Crusher? Like, he costs so much. So it's really, really cool to get to use him for once since he's 60 grand on a map like this. Like Monkey Meadow, sure, you can throw down whatever you want. But to have enough money for it on this one, really cool stuff. And we're going to use the Sun Avatar, which I never use for good reasons. But he kind of proves himself today, so I'm a little excited about that. So the next thing we're going to do is we have not upgraded our sub or our dart monkey. We've just upgraded our ninja to the normal 2-1. And now we're going to go to double shot. So a 3-0-1. And then after that, we're going to get our Pat because you guys know you want to get your Pat as fast as you can. And during these next couple rounds, there is some RNG sometimes, like 1 out of 20 times he won't pop one of these greens or yellows, and then this guy can't pop it and you lose. It doesn't happen very often at all. It's not going to happen here. I think it's like round 14, round 15. Sometimes he doesn't get everything that comes out. Like, see right there, if he doesn't pop that green, which he did, then we would have lost. So it's kind of a hit or a miss sometimes, but for the most part, like 90% of the time it works. So just be happy for that. And let's keep on trucking. So now we're going to get our double shot, and I'm running out of breath here. I talked too much without breathing. It's like, okay, there we go. Caught a breath. It's like I need to learn some breathing techniques for these videos sometimes, because there are some days, like after a long day or whatever it may be, because I scooted on the beach today and I'm kind of out of shape now. So because I scooted on the beach, I'm a little like out of breath. And so now it's like I need to use my words better, because if not, I'm going to just pass out on video, and that'll be a fun one to watch. Crazy stuff. All right, so we're going to remove this rock right now that we have a 3-0-1 ninja. We're going to remove the rock. and then we're going to buy a Pat Futzy. And after we buy a Pat, then we're going to do some upgrades. And then by that time, it'll probably be close to around 40, and it's going to get a little nerve-wracking here, but you guys should be able to handle it no problems. I'm going to skip ahead to when we have enough for Pat. All right, so that was very quick. I just need to take a couple breaths there, so I had to like let it run on its own. But we're going to grab our Pat, and we're going to put him right here and right there. And I don't know if I said to, but I already turned off auto start, but you need to turn off auto start for this because you don't want to have him like mid round or end round. You want to make sure you have your best chance, your best foot forward, and make sure you can knock out each round. Now we're going to hit play, and I'm turning off auto start now for good, just because we're not going to need it until we get the super monkey, which is down the line a little bit. So we're going to do that. Next thing we're going to do, guys, this is like a recipe. This is where I'm saying you have to kind of follow along because there's little things you might mess up. You do need to buy twin guns and airburst darts before you get Bloon Jitsu, because like 8 out of 10 times it works. Those other 2 times, we don't want no 20% chance of losing. We want like 100% chance of winning. And so the way I found to do that was to get airburst first and then Bloon Jitsu, and you like greatly increase your chances of getting through without any deaths. This beginning 40 rounds is pretty much the hardest. Well, that's not true. That's a lie. You'll see in a little bit, guys. It's just a weird one. It's not, I wish it was like Cornfield. Like Cornfield's an advanced map, right? And you literally just throw down some towers and you knock it out, and it's that simple. I wish this one was like that. Unfortunately, it's not, but we do our best. Okay, now we're going to get some airburst darts here. And then after that, what am I going to do? Bloon Jitsu. So it's going to get a little scary, look a little crazy. You do have your ability. I have not used an ability yet to get to the Bloon Jitsu, but if you need one, you need one. It doesn't hurt to use it if you can, because you're not going to need this ability for until round 40. So use it if you can in between if you need to. But I haven't yet. Long story short, I'm going to skip ahead to the Bloon Jitsu. Okay, it looks like we're going to have enough at the end of 33, but so far we're doing good. Those lead rounds are a little scary though, right? Because you're not sure if Pat's going to get it. For a while, I had Pat like a little bit below the middle, and he was missing some. So that's why he's in the middle now. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get longer range and advanced intel for our sub. And do I have auto start on? Okay, cool. And then from there, we're going to get, let's see here, get that 540. And now we're going to unload this rock for 500. And what we're doing is we're just giving our sub a little bit more range, mainly for round, pretty much for round 40. But it does help in the later rounds too for other Moabs and BFBs, because he does get a good take on them before it actually gets to us on the right side. So it's pretty nice. So we're going to put him to advanced eyesight so he can not only see farther for the sub, but so he can also see camo. Pretty cool. And then we're going to upgrade this guy. No. Before that, there's a recipe here. You got to follow it, guys. You got to follow it. So we're going to get this guy and put him only in range of the sub, not the ninja. So just like right there-ish. And right there. And we're going to go 1, 2, put him on strong. And we're going to get just to the second tier for now. So acidic mixture dip, and that is it. Now we're going to upgrade this guy all the way to 4th tier. And by that time, the Moab will come out, and we're going to have to use our ability. I have died like 20 times around 40, because what happens is I know I can beat this, right? So I finally figured it out on Challenge Editor. I did it a few times after that to make sure. And now I've just been running through it to memorize it, to test it over and over and over. And unfortunately, like I'm getting too like in my head about it, like I'm too cool. And so I'll look away, die on 40, look away, die on 45. And that's just how I play, which is a huge bummer because I waste more time than I need to. But this is just kind of a scary one in general, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but a lot have slipped through here, like too many pinks, too many yellows. And it just so happens that this guy pops them with his shurikens after he's hitting something else. They like go down here, whatever, or the sub does, but it's just kind of luck at that point because it's not a guarantee, but it seems to be working. It's lucky enough for me, and hopefully lucky enough for you guys. I, again, have been doing this on mobile and PC, so there's no reason why you guys should have any problems with it being different for cross-platform or anything like that. Like I said, it's working for me on both. So we're going to get this guy right here. And now what we're going to do is this guy's going to come through, and this guy's pretty much going to open it up before it even gets switched, which is really awesome, but it's still not enough. We have to use his ability right now, because if we do not, we will lose. So that definitely helps it, because I tried it a bunch of times without it and I died. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to get 1350 for our Berserker Brew, and we're done with this guy. So we're no more touching the Alchemist, no more on the sub, and no more on the Ninja. Obviously, no more on Pat, no more on these guys. Everything we buy now will be new and fresh, and no more upgrades on these guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a village. Now, when you place this village, it's an easy way to tell where to put it. I'm actually going to turn off auto start because I messed this part up and I don't put things down fast enough, and I want to show you where to without dying. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our village and we're going to make sure that it's in range of Pat, but as low as it can go. So right there, and you see lights up. So it's super easy to follow, and you go as low as you can, which is right there. You're going to go double discount, and then you're going to buy another village and place it right next to it. We'll do that one right here. So we're going to place it just a little bit lower, just like right there-ish, and then also double discount this one as well. And the reason why we're doing this is because you save a couple grand by getting the double discount villages before you buy the super monkey. So I don't remember the exact totals of both, but it's only 19 grand for the sun avatar with 2 double discounts, and it's like 23 without it, right? So you end up saving a few grand by buying both of these villages and placing your super monkey down. You save a couple grand than just buying it normally. So it's really, really cool. And so what we're going to do now is get $2,700, and we're going to turn off auto start for now because we want to place him without any troubles, and it does cause troubles. So definitely turn off auto start for now. And then guys, I'll get to skip ahead a little bit because we're just waiting for sun avatar and things like that. But for now, let's do this. Okay. So how you're going to place him is you're going to place him all the way to the left as far as you can, which is really limited. So not much you can do. So go all the way up right here and go all the way left. And that's pretty much it. It seems like a really bad spot, and it probably is. Like hitting it lower probably wouldn't hurt, but I really wanted Pat's ability for those DDTs because him with the Bloon Crusher is just pretty murder, and everything just stays put, which is really nice. It gets knocked back, it stays put. Really cool stuff. So that's kind of what we're going for here. So now I'm going to turn auto start back on because there's really not much we can do at this point. And I'm going to get laser blasts and then plasma eyes and whatever they're called. And you see that, how ugly that looked right there, how that slipped through? That happens quite a bit, and it's super nerve-wracking because imagine making it this far, especially talking to myself or talking to you guys, I guess, and that happens. But so far, so good. It doesn't actually break anything, and that's where we're going to get into the ability timing. So a little bit before the sun avatar and a little bit after, you're going to have to use your ability pretty much like every other round, which gets a little hectic and a little annoying, but it's a guarantee win, and it's really not that hard to figure out. Just pretty much every time things get past to where this guy is turning and looking at Pat instead of hitting this way, you're going to have to hit the ability, which seems a little crazy, but it's not too bad. So now we're going to get our plasma blasts, and then we're going to get knocked back in this order, guys. So do everything just as I do, and you should not have any problems here. So get knocked back. And then right after we get sun avatar, we're going to go straight for that Bloon Crusher, which is a little weird because that's why you need so much. Let's get grow blocker and then radar scanner. And that's why you need so much abilities, is because I actually tried it a different way where I got the overclock first, because we're going to get overclock later as well, and it makes it way easier. You don't have to use any abilities. The problem is that you don't have enough for Bloon Crusher, so it's just tons of problems, tons of crazy stuff, and that's just what happens. But on 54, I don't know why 54 of all things, but it's pretty difficult, and so we're going to have to use an ability. And again, all you're going to do is wait till it's a little overwhelming. Pat's ability is so strong, guys. Like if it just gets too far, like right there, you can do that. We didn't need it for there because Pat knocks it back, but I'm just showing you guys and just to be safe. And then also too, like Pat's, I always say Oben's random, but Pat's little knockback thing is pretty random. It's pretty secure, like it works almost every time, but then it doesn't work when you're expecting it to work because it did a few times back. And so you can never put all 100% faith into that. That's all I'm saying. So on 54, I think it is. So maybe right. Yeah, see how he didn't, or he did at the last second. You never know. So it's better just to be safe and not to mess anything up. So that's what we're doing there. 55 we can handle on our own, and then 56 I think we're fine. But you kind of have to watch every single round, which is a little crazy. I know I'm a little eccentric about it, but it's crazy. Like you pretty much have to watch every single round, because if you don't, that's where it gets hard. So I know there's easier ways to do this, like Basho Chalupa, who actually I forgot to mention in that last video, guys. If you guys saw how to make easy money and fast money, all that kind of stuff, he was actually the one that gave me the idea for that. I didn't even think about hitting him up in the last video saying thank you, but he's like, hey man, you really should do like a fast money one. I said, what's fast money? And he goes, you can just do deflation on like Expert or Dark Castle. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I did that, didn't even give him a shout out, so I felt really bad. So there you go, thank you, Chewy. But he did this one, and he does this map a lot, and he did it with the sun avatar, perma spikes, and a few stalls and slowdowns, things like that. I just get weird about having too many towers, but that is probably easier, I would admit at this point, because this one's a little difficult having to follow it, but I think you guys will have no problems, because so far so good, right? We didn't really use that many abilities. I think we did one on 54. As you can see, I just kind of slow it down every time these things start rolling out, and then we're kind of safe. It's just still a little ugly though, right? You can't lie, like it's kind of ugly, but we'll see what happens. All right, and then what's really weird, I think it's 65. Is it 65? It's a super ugly one. So what happens on 65, if you guys even want to know? Okay, this is a BFB territory. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit our ability right now just to be sure, and then get Sun Avatar. Now we're for sure golden. But on 60, not 3, 63 is easy, right? So, but 60, I think it might be 62. It is 62. These purples come through and we can't do anything about them. And so it's really nerve wracking and it freaks me out. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our jungle drums here kind of quick because it's so random if it's going to work or not. And I didn't notice this until the last run I did through. So as soon as these things start getting crazy, I'm going to use Pat's ability because I'm hoping Pat will like help knock them out. So it's still scary though, because look at these things. They're coming through, but they're not, and it's just ugh. But 9 times out of 10 it works, and then sometimes it doesn't. But I've noticed that if I use Pat's ability, he actually is stronger and faster, whatever it may be. Just go with it, guys. Just go with your gut. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get a bomb tower. We're gonna put him right next to our guy. So make sure he has a double discount. Make sure that, and we're gonna go top path for him. And then faster reloads, missile launcher, because we're going to go for the Bloon Crusher, guys. So we can speed it back up now that we got rid of those purples. Those were just ugly and I didn't like them. Go heavy bombs, missile launcher. We're going to go really big bombs. But from here, guys, you're going to have to watch your abilities. 63, I think we can handle. We're good there. But everything else, it just gets a little weird. So I want to skip ahead for you guys. But then I don't want to get comments saying that you died on like 67 or something crazy like that. Because something might happen. It might, just because it gets a little weird. But I think I am going to skip ahead a little bit. We're going to get Bloon Impact. So the next thing I am going to do is get Bloon Impact. And if anything gets too crazy, like too far past our head, we're going to use the ability. But I will come back if that happens and let you guys know what I did. So I know on 75, we're going to use an ability. It's not a guarantee that you have to, but I do just because I don't want any problems. Haven't used one yet, which is pretty cool. And pretty much, guys, when it looks scary, slow it down. Use your ability if you need to. And that's kind of the recipe that I follow because you're not 100% sure that it's going to work. If Pat, it looks like it could be like dire and you're about to lose, and then Pat does his little slap back thing and now you're good to go. So it's just hard to use this strategy the way I presented it. I'm sure there's easier ways to do this map, but I think this is easy enough. Like I'm telling you exactly when and exactly how, and I think you guys can figure out. And if anything, it's a trainer on how to use abilities, because using abilities when someone tells you to is one thing, but you're kind of understanding why on this map for sure, because that's what I had to do, is because you have to understand when you're using it and why. And basically, if you supercharge this guy with Pat's ability, he hits anything in his path, which is really, really nice. So if it's too far and it looks like you're about to chase it, it doesn't matter. This guy still rocks it with Pat's ability. Only problem is you just got to go a little slower than normal, which is a little bit of a bummer. I think we can handle BFBs on our own. It's these fortified. So I'm going to try to take this BFB down. This is where I'm saying you got to slow it down. I think we'll be okay, but I'm going to use my ability right there. I wasn't sure if Pat was going to take it, and I'm not taking that chance. So I'll just make sure that he can knock everything out, and he did. So that's what I'm talking about. So you guys saw that in slow motion. If it looks like it's getting too far, which that probably was, it looked like Pat was still trying to hit it back, but I ain't trusting him. And so we just used our first ability, and it was more than enough to conquer everything. And then pretty much anything but a ZOMG can come through here and we're going to wreck it. I'm talking fortifieds. I'm talking just regular BFBs, because now we have the whole team on our side. Over here, we're limited to just this little small portion, which is why it's difficult. Up here, not a problem at all. And as you can see on this map, they split up the balloons. So they cut everything in half, which is what makes it easier too, actually, because you just have to make sure you guys can handle one at a time, because you have it, you're beating up one half of the level and then the other half comes in later, which isn't that difficult. So 77, we might need something. I'm not exactly sure, but I know for 78, we're going to use it. Again, don't need it 100%, but we ain't taking any chances because we're already at this far in the game where we're not going to mess it up here, guys. That's for sure. So, and the timing, like I said, isn't too bad. So just kind of watch this one. If it's getting crazy, it's not yet. It looks like we're handling it just fine. Can we take down this BFB? We can, because Pat helped out. Easy peasy. So we did not need it for that. But if it looked like Pat wasn't going to hit those back, then definitely use your first ability. That's as simple as that. So just as long as it doesn't get past this guy, if it gets in this little radar range or a little past the Sun Avatar, blast that first ability. And what's really cool, guys, is that it regenerates so fast. So right there, see how we almost lost? So that was me talking. But what I've done every other time until I put this on video and I talk through it, is that on 78, as soon as you see the rush come out on this left side underneath the dart monkey, drop your first ability. And we're going to do the same thing when those camos come out. So we're going to wait for Pat's ability to regen, and as soon as we see that rush of camos come out right here, we're going to first ability. Luckily, we took it pretty much, we got really lucky, to be honest. I got lucky. You guys won't. You guys will be just fine. Do what I said. Just hit the ability right when they come out. but I got lucky because I think it was the sub cleaned him up over here, which was super, super lucky. And I would have been super upset if I talked through it like that. So again, we're going to go fast. And then as soon as we see that camo rush come out, which like it looks like it's about to come out soon here. There we go. Hit that first ability. We just want to guarantee that we can get this right side. The left side, I know for a fact we can get. This is getting crazy, guys. This is getting crazy. Now, can we handle 79? It's like every round is like this. And you guys know this is not the kind of strategy that I usually do. I thought it was like super easy when I first made it, but that was because I was on Challenge Editor. And if you guys didn't know, on Challenge Editor, you can die. And so I died probably like 12 times and didn't even put that into account. Like I was like, oh, this is not that bad. It's not that bad because I'm hitting retry last round like super quick. Because when you lose, you just hit retry real quick to see what you did wrong. And so I was in the habit of just hitting that and I didn't like do it. But anyways, again, I'm like talking it all up like it's super crazy hard, but it really isn't. Like even this guy, the fortified, I think we can handle it. No, we ain't playing that game. I didn't take any chances, guys. We didn't make it this far to lose. All right, so 80, what we're going to do here, guys, 80 is not that bad at all. So what we're going to do is as soon as it gets in range of our buddy, hang on, are we going to be able to beat this one? I want to bear hug this guy just in case. So as soon as it gets in range of our buddy Pat, what we're going to do is we're going to bear hug the ZOMG, and then we're going to first ability everything that comes out of it. And that's a good recipe. You don't actually need to first ability everything, but again, we're not going to take any chances. How many times do I need to say it? Like hashtag not taking chances. I know I said hashtag. I shouldn't have said that. If I could cut that part out, I would, but I'm not going to. So that's how that goes. But as you can see, this guy actually helped out, which isn't actually helping because we're going to bear hug it anyway. But hey, what are you gonna do? So just keep mashing on that thing until he finally gets it. There you go. And then as soon as it comes back, that's when you blast the first one. And the reason why I do that is because I want some of them to actually get bounced back because I want as much time for this second one to regen right here because I know we're gonna need on 81. And so you want Pat's ability to come back. So if you wait to use it on the ZOMG, it's like just enough time to not be enough time and you take everything out and blah, 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 blah. But I think we're okay. Can we handle it? I think we can. Are we going to need it? Okay, just watch it. See how it's getting a little out of hand, but it's not there yet. He's not turned his head. Okay, now you know it's not going to make it. There's a BFB there too. Not going to happen. So we're just going to play it a little safe. Now this one, 100% we can take. Like I said, anything that comes at this, it's not a ZOMG. We are totally chilling. I mean, between Pat knocking him back and this guy actually using knockback, we are more than fine. And I think we need 59,000. We're at 40. Oh my God, we still need $20,000. That's ridiculous. All right, let's again check it out, guys. Check it out. Speed it up if you need to. If it gets a little hectic, you watch out what's going on. This might get crazy. Yes, first ability, that one. Not taking chances. And then there was a fortified after it, so it helped out there too. So there you go. And hopefully, let me know below, guys. So I know I'm gonna get the dislikes because a lot of people like to skip through and then they don't see everything, and then somehow it's my fault, unfortunately. But for those of you who are watching and who are using it and it's working out for you, let me know below if I'm explaining it well enough, because I would like to know in the future if I could explain the abilities and things like that better. But I mean, this one is pretty self-explanatory. When it gets a little too crazy and you're about to lose, you use your first ability. But again, let me know what I can do to improve below and if this actually helped you. And definitely let me know below if you actually use this strategy like every single step of the way and it worked and you got your black border on Pat's Pond, because that would make my day at this point, because this one was a little bit of a beast, guys, a little bit of a beast. Yes. Okay, so we're good on 83, I think. Or is there too much here? Let's see. Again, see how it's coming around the bend? But Pat's not, see, no. We're not taking that chance either. No. We don't want that. That was coming too far around the corner. And on Challenge Editor, if you guys play this first through there too, and if you guys don't know, I am going to do a Challenge Editor video one of these days. I am trying to. It's just really hard to put it on camera because it's a weird concept to put on camera. I'm working on it though. I've tried a bunch of different ways. I've restarted a million different times, but let me not talk through this real quick. Okay. Ugly. We're getting rid of that. No. First ability that. Okay, so what I was saying though, what was I saying? If you're doing this on Challenge Editor, which I would recommend, even if you're watching my videos and you're trying to black border, I would recommend doing it first on Challenge Editor. And the reason I say that is because you need to get the feel of it and the hang of it, especially on a map like this. Because if you just go through it and try to follow exactly what I do, you're going to have problems. I guarantee it, and you're going to be upset. So I would go on Challenge Editor where it doesn't matter if you lose that round, just to get to know it in your head, like kind of like muscle memory, and then keep doing it there even a couple times. Because I mean, you are getting a reward. You're getting a black medal, so it's not like you're wasting too much time. I mean, and you might spend even more time trying it on regular chimps than just playing on Challenge Editor a couple times. That's the way I look at it anyway. So I would go on there, and if you didn't understand why you lost on 85, well, now you can just retry that last round and say, okay, that's what I did wrong, and get the ability timing down pat, no pun intended, and you guys can kind of go from there. I'm going to use the second ability here, and then as soon as that first one pops out, I'm going to use my first ability, and that will guarantee a kill on that ZOMG, and we're going to rinse and repeat the same exact thing on this guy over here. Hopefully our sub doesn't pop him open, which I don't think he should. And we're almost actually to our thing. I talked so much, we're almost there. Again, first ability, there you go. I think we're good here. Bloon Crush, guys, Bloon Crush. Super stoked about it right now. Now, this is the part where you'd think, oh wow, now I don't have to use the abilities anymore. Wrong. For $60,000, you still have to work for it. Crazy, right? But we're gonna get primary training, and then we're gonna get primary mentoring. And I kind of went this way instead. So we're going to get the overclock as well, but I really like this better. And I don't know how to explain it, just other than the fact that like I like it better, because overclock, sadly, okay, for 60 grand, I expected the Bloon Crush makes us win this. Don't get me wrong. We cannot get past like the next few rounds if we didn't have it. But my point is that for the overclock, I expected more out of it. Like it really doesn't do much in these later rounds for this guy. Like I tested it with and without it, and I'm using my ability just as much. So is it helping? I don't know, because I'm using the ability at the same time. So really, I don't know. But it's just cool for things like this, because like watch, now he's gonna slow him down. You don't need to ability for everything, but you're still gonna have to here, because look how close these things are getting. So I'm gonna ability that. I don't wanna mess with that. But what it does, and the reason why I'm really loving Bloon Crush for this map, is the main thing that it's doing for me is that it's allowing me to make my decisions a lot cleaner, because you don't have to be like sitting there biting your nails like, oh my gosh, is it getting too far past the Sun Avatar's head? Is Pat gonna slap it back? You have this guy literally stalling them and slowing them down, and it gives you something else to look at, which is really, really nice. And another thing to take into account is that you won't lose from these guys coming down this way. That's not going to happen at this point now that we have Bloon Crush. What will happen, and you won't even realize it's happening, is that these guys will slip through the top, like a ceramic will get through and you didn't even realize it. So that's what we're watching for, because this is technically first. So all these guys put on first are hitting these guys because they're first, because they've already made it all around the track. And so with that in mind, just be careful of these ones slipping through. And that's when, if it gets a little too crazy, we're going to use our ability. I don't think we need to here, maybe. I think when that ZOMG pops open, we might have to actually. Because as you can see, like, look at this guy's still staying here, this Moab. I'm going to use the first ability. I don't trust it. The Moab stays stunned over here in the right because nobody's hitting it. They're trying to hit that ZOMG. So it just gets a little crazy and a little out of hand, but we'll be okay. Now this, see, that was bad timing on my part. So we'll beat it, but I don't like having all these fortifieds because they actually do slip through sometimes. I've noticed on Challenge Editor. But guys, this is my first time catching on video and actually doing it on Chimps mode, which is cool because I did on Chimps mode before, but I had to stop. So it's only a gold medal. So this is my first black border all the way through Chimps run, which is kind of cool because I get to catch it on camera for you guys. And I'm really excited. This isn't like take 57 and I'm like, this is the first time through. I'm really excited about it. So I think we're gonna knock this out. Pretty fun. Okay, so this is a no-brainer. We got this one for sure. We just need, what is it, $10,000 more dollars to knock this guy out. Good stuff. And now round 90, watch these DDTs. Watch these DDTs. What DDTs? They're going to get stalled and they're going to lose just like that. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. So the damage isn't really like the craziest, but what's going on here, if you guys weren't picking up on that, this guy stops everything and the Sun Avatar knocks him out. Well, unfortunately, the Sun Avatar isn't strong enough to take down these late game balloons that quick. And so it takes some time, but luckily this guy's on like faster reloads, whatever, and he's just literally stalling everyone. He has primary training, he has the jungle drums, and so everything's like permanently stunned for the most part. And then the Sun Avatar has time to knock them down. Well, if it gets too crazy, just give him Pat's ability, and then it's just a cluster damage, and it's like intense. So it's really cool stuff, guys, and I'm really excited about it. Okay, here is where you're gonna, 100% use your ability. You saw how those Moabs were just kind of slipping through. We don't want none of that happening. We just want destroyers and gone and all that kind of stuff. Now, the hardest part about the 90s, guys, this is a long video, huh? And I'm just talking, because normally I don't need to do this much work for these maps, but this one's kind of tough. But what's kind of tough about the end game is that you're going off of your head. Like you're kind of thinking like, should I use this ability? And you don't really know because the next round you might need it quicker. And it just seems to be like when you're in a rut, use it. And if you don't. I don't like this. Yeah, I'm going to use it, guys. the fact that those were getting stalled too close to my ninja, there's a good chance you're going to get wrecked. So at least we're popping these ZOMGs, and by the time they actually make anything difficult to us, I'm gonna use a second ability right here just to help out with those ZOMGs. And then I'm going to use my first ability as soon as it's back right now. Perfect timing, just like that, guys. I'm gonna stop this round to take a little breather here. Oh my gosh. Okay, and also too, I haven't said it yet, but I do not recommend using the second ability unless it's like that. So if Pat's sitting there swinging all these balloons and you see a ZOMG come out, do not use it. Only use it when there's nothing else there, kind of like how that just was. Because if you use his second ability when he's swinging away at these balloons, he'll stop swinging. And it's kind of sketchy because now you're going to lose. So you want Pat to keep doing his primary job. Primate job. Primate? Or is it primate? I don't know. Oh, okay. Use that first ability. Do we have it? Oh no, that's getting ugly. Oh, that scared the living things out of me, guys. That was too much right there. They just started slipping through. Did you guys see? I was about to just, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, I think we're good here. But, oh man, I don't know what I was saying anymore. Who cares? That was scary. All right, so 93 shouldn't be difficult. What the heck was that? I think we were okay, but geez. Okay, can we pop all these on our own? If they slip any farther, I'm gonna use my first ability. I'm hoping we can clean them up on our own. Okay, we're actually doing it. Pretty stoked right now. Okay, can we get him? Can we get him? Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that's what I'm saying, guys. That's what I'm saying. Just watch it. And I have my limiters right now are right here next to Pat's right hand, a little bit past when the sun avatar starts looking, and the ninja. If these ones come past the ninja, we're first abilitying. And if these ones go below the left side of the sun avatar or Pat's right hand, we're first abilitying. And that's as simple as that. So just have your little baseline, keep your finger on that slowdown. And this is where I'd honestly admit that it is a little bit, it's okay, not even a little bit. It's so much easier on the PC. This is my first run through the PC. And it is a lot easier, guys, a lot easier. I did it on, I think I did it on Challenge in the very beginning on PC, but like when I actually was finishing it, getting it cleared out and then gold bordered it, that was on, hang on, I'm using my first ability. I don't like this. This is ugly. Let's get out of here. When I was doing it the other way, it was on the phone and it was actually a lot harder, I think. And I think that was a bad play on my part. I honestly might have just lost this for us, guys. Oh my gosh. I might have just lost this for us. Oh, come on, homie. Come on. Get that first ability back. Oh my God. I just jumped the gun because I'm blabbing away like a crazy person. Okay, this is where you would not use Pat's ability. Like, just don't use it. Okay, come on. First ability, first ability. Okay. Jeez Louise. Oh my gosh. You guys saw that was just insanity. So that was my fault. I'm sitting there talking. So I used the ability too late. But don't do that, okay? Don't do that. So 95. Oh my gosh. You see those slip through? Why is it so ugly? Oh my gosh. Should we really just lose on 95? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Did we really just lose on 95? Oh my gosh. This is what I mean, guys. This is what I mean. So for no reason at all, we just lost on 95. And I've done this. Oh, we didn't get overclock. We didn't get overclock. Okay. So I'm going to do the exact same thing again, but I'm going to catch back up to this point and where I buy overclock. That was totally my fault. So let me skip ahead to where I'm doing the exact same thing. It's still a black border run. I'm going to do the exact same thing I just did, but I'm going to get the overclock this time because that is why we lost. Oh my gosh. Okay. One more time. Okay. So we're back at this again. My goal is to actually I recorded that whole last playthrough of what I just did to get to this again, which was the exact same video, but I thought it'd be cool to like, for some visual to like run it through. And then I was like, it's 25 minutes on its own. That would take 5 minutes at times 5. That's still crazy. But either way, guys, so we're back here again. This time I'm paying attention. So we're 3 rounds earlier, which is definitely 100% why we lost, is because I didn't have the overclock. And so now this time we're going to get the overclock the next round. So still watch your everythings. I just played through this again. So I'm like, my eyes are wired on it. But if things get crazy, use that ability. That's what it's there for. Like right now. Do I not have it? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, never mind. We don't need it. Thought we needed it, but we don't. Remember, watch that overclock, guys, because we're gonna need that. And I can't believe on 95, I'm like, why am I losing? I haven't lost here at all. Like, what is this craziness? And that's what happens if you mess up one thing, which is why I say definitely watch the entire video through. I know this is a super long one. This is probably like a 20-minute long video, but it's gonna pay off. So I did use my ability right there, and I'm gonna wait till I have this. Let's start running this so it can regenerate or be ready to use, whatever you want to call it. And now, guys, is where it gets even not tougher, but just more a pain, because now we have to watch two things at once. And so now I'm gonna sun avatar overclock every time because it stays up 100% of the time, which means that while this is rehabilitating around in a circle, he's gonna have it the entire time. So he'll never have a downtime. It's just as fast as we can click it, which is really, really, really cool. But there will be times that both the first ability and the third ability need to be hit at the same time, and that's where it kind of gets tough. But for the most part, we'll be okay. And what I thought when I started using the overclock for this, I was like, oh, for sure, 100%, we don't have to use this first ability anymore. 100% wrong. And you're still gonna have to use it just as much. Like right now, I don't like that those Moabs are getting so close. So make sure you overclock your guy. And when he has Pat and the overclock, it's just, as you can see, it's pure mayhem. So that's really cool. We don't want any problems here. So we're just gonna keep on chug-a-lugging. Now what we're going to do, this is our last and final tower, because as you can see, we do not have a way of popping the bad. He comes out of the left side here and we will 100% lose. So what we're going to do here is we're going to grab this guy, and he'll actually help a little bit just with blowing up stuff too. We're going to go all the way up here and then all the way there. And now we need $27,000, which is more than enough. I think we'll have like 3 grand left over when we're done. We got the primary training and the primary expertise. So I got an itch on my head, guys. Wearing a hat for this long on a video, it seems a little... I wear it in public and things, but that's different because you're like not thinking about it. When you're in a video, my head's been itching because I'm like all like nail biting and stuff, but this shouldn't be too difficult from here on out. Oh shoot, see, I did it again. Oh my gosh, I could have lost again on 95, guys. Can you believe that? I almost did it again. Oh my gosh, what a guy. Okay, so as soon as those DDTs come out and they start clustering, that's when we're gonna use that ability. I can't believe I just did that. I just sat there for 25 minutes and redid this thing, and I almost did it again. Not that the overclock is like going to change the game, but like, come on, man, what are you doing? Okay, so as soon as this gets a little crazy, that's when I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it now. I don't want to mess around here. Let's just clear out what we can and then speed it up. The reason I speed it up is because I just want it to be over with. I used everything I could. I used my first and my third ability. There's nothing else I can do to like make this any easier or harder at this point. So I was like, just do it, just do it, just do it. And that's kind of my thought process on just get it over with, close your eyes. But I think we're gonna beat this just fine as long as I don't mess anything else up. And guys, guaranteed, if I do it, I will literally quit YouTube if that happens. There's a very good chance that I will forget to upgrade this and will not have enough power to pop the bad. And I have done that so many times, you would not believe it, how crazy it is. Okay, so we're good there. Good there. I'm trying to see if we're going to need any abilities here. We're going to need our overclock for sure. But I want to use the first one and then the second one. Okay, use that ability. Overclock. I overclocked every time. So overclock every single time it's up. Like, do not miss a beat on that. Do not hesitate. Use it every time. Okay, now it's getting a little overwhelming, so I'm going to use that first ability. There was too many coming from the right and the left. We don't want none of that, guys. We want to make sure this is super easy and no problem. So we're just going to hit it every time it's possible. Okay, and as soon as these are gone, use this again. And you can always slow down too. You don't have to speed up to use your overclock. You can slow down, use it. Are we going to need the first ability? Probably. But do I want to use it? Definitely not. But let's see what happens here. Actually, see, this guy's killing it right now. He's doing really good and we don't even need it. All that. Look at that, guys. Super cool. Not that it matters because for 97, we really don't need it. But what are you going to do? Say for this one, guys, it's very, very, very similar. Use your overclock. Don't forget that. It's very similar to, what is that, 85? You're just going to use your first ability or your second ability when it comes, and then use your first ability and it'll knock them both out. Unfortunately, because the Bloon Crusher is actually working against us right now, and he is making that one stall, so we can't bear hug him first. So we'll bear hug this one, make it a regular BFB with fortified stuff, and then if we need to, we'll use the ability, which I think we're going to have to. But first, I'm going to overclock this. So overclock. Okay, now just kind of watch what's going on here. Do we need to? Yes, we do. I'm going to use it. We'll use this one too. There you go. So again, guys, overclock every time it's available. I know this is a lot of words and I'm saying a lot of things and you're like, oh my God, I don't even want to watch this video. This is too much, but it's really not that difficult. It's just hard to explain. And so my explaining it is probably making it sound more terrifying than it actually is. But really, guys, you're just using your eyes and what you know about this game so far, and you're going to use the abilities when you need to. And that's pretty much it. And the Bloon Crusher, yes, he does slow him down on this side, but since this side takes so long to come around, it actually works out, I think. Well, I don't know. Is it a blessing or a curse that he knocks them and makes them all slow over there? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. We're winning. That's all that matters. So this one's going to get crazy. And as soon as it does, we're going to use our first ability. I'm thinking like right. Still not too crazy for me. I live on the wild side. Right now. Let's get rid of those ZOMGs. That's what I'm kind of going for here. I'm stuttering a lot today, guys, because there's a lot going on in my head and I cannot put words and everything in the same thing. Okay, we're going to use our third ability for that overclock. Use that. And hopefully we can finish this off. I might have messed up and gone a little too far there. Can we get this yet? No, we cannot. Can we get Pat's ability at least? Come on, buddy. Come on, you got this, buddy. Stop those things. I'm going to use Pat's ability as soon as it comes back. There you go. That was kind of my fault. I think I timed 98 a little wrong. It worked out, whatever. Because now 99 is going to be kind of tough. So get this thing, okay? Now use that if you want to. Okay, so we're going to use our third ability here. And now we're going to use, I'm going to use one of those. Why not? Try it out. I used the eliminator right there. Okay, guys. We're good. We don't need to use anything else. Okay, now here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. This is 100, guys. This is 100. This is actually very easy if you just do one thing. As soon as the Moab Eliminator works, just use it over and over. You're just going to keep spamming the number 4, or you're going to click here. Whatever you're going to do, just keep spamming it over and over and over and over. He's going to pop somewhere around here. You're going to use the bear hug if you want to. You're going to use your overclock and use your first ability. Doesn't really matter. He's going to pop in this area and it's done. You have extra money if you want to buy something. You really don't need to because we're going to be just fine. So I'm going to keep my fingers on the 4 and just use it now. Speed it up a little bit because we don't need to waste all that time. And you can slow it down right before if you want to make sure you get it right on time, but you can just jam your finger on it too. Just start hitting it now. There you go. There you go. That's simple, guys. Just keep on doing it one more time. And I think it'll be another time, right? So I'm going to get this overclock going and then jam the eliminator one more time for that eliminator. And one more time opens it up. Now I'm going to use my first ability, tear up everything. And that is a black border run for Pat's Pond, guys. And that was difficult and seems a little bit more crazy than normal because it is. It's not as simple as like my cornfield video or monkey meadow video. But we are moving up and some maps are on the wrong plane, I think. Like this was harder than Dark Castle for me, I think. But you never know. I mean, developers put what they're going to put there. And I'm going to show you guys real quick that it is there. So it is a black border run and it works just fine. So there you go. You got your black metal. We don't have the black border. I got to do the half cash. But guys, hope you guys like that. Definitely let me know below if it was too hard. It might have been, but we are stepping things up. And as you can see, I don't think I have any even more. So that's all of those. That's all of these. Yeah, we're done with the advanced, guys. That's it. We are in the experts from now on. Like we got nothing else left. And so it's going to get harder from here and probably more work and more abilities and more stalls, things like that. So just get used to it with this video. I think you guys will do just fine. And it'll also help out with your ability timing. I'm going to check my chest here, see how many days I'm in here. 350 almost. Oh my gosh, we're almost there, guys. Almost at 365 record. But I really hope you guys like it. Stay tuned for the new Dablooon merch. I got new shirts and new hats with the penguin on them. Just got to get the store set up. I'm really stoked about that. Definitely hit that like button if you liked what you were watching. Consider subscribing if you're new because it does help out that channel. And then follow me on, I usually say Twitch, guys, but I'm going to be actually kind of transferring things over. I'm going to be streaming on YouTube from now on for Bloons, and then everything else will be on Twitch. I'll explain that more later, but just follow on Twitch for now. And you guys are awesome. I hope you guys like this. Leave the love below, and I will see you guys next time.